えねえ、私のポケットモンスターと勝負しない？
あんただれ？
モンスター全部で150種類。通信ケーブルでモンスター取り替えっこ。スーパーゲームボーイならカラーで綺麗。仲間が増えるロールプレイング。ポケットモンスター。赤を買うか緑を買うかちょっと違うよ。
What I just showed you there was the first ever piece of promotional material for Pokemon known at the time as Pocket Monsters. This video essay plans to explore how Pokemon has used adaptation and transmedia storytelling to become a media empire. I hope that by the end of this video essay, you will see the creative and ingenious ways that Pokemon has used these strategies. The essay will start off with a very academic approach following the foundations of which I'm using Jenkins' theories to explore Pokemon, transitioning into the early life of Pokemon and how it's managed to use adaptation and transmedia to build itself into a titan of the media industry. Since its debut in 1996, Pokemon has become more than a video game. It's a global cultural force. From its humble beginnings as a pair of gameplay RPGs to its dominance across anime, movies, mobile games, and even theme parks, Pokemon's success lies in its ability to adapt. But how did Nintendo transform a niche Japanese RPG into a multi-billion-dollar transmedia empire? To answer this, we turn to Henry Jenkins' theory of transmedia storytelling. By distributing interconnected narratives across platforms, games, TV, cards, and more, Pokemon didn't just tell a story, it built a world. Let's discuss how Nintendo's strategic adaptations turned Pocket Monsters into a blueprint for a 21st century media empire. In his 2006 book Convergence Culture, media scholar Henry Jenkins defined transmedia storytelling as a narrative strategy where a story unfolds across multiple platforms, with each medium contributing distinctive pieces to the whole. Unlike traditional adaptations, which simply retell the same story in a new format, transmedia storytelling expands the universe. For example, a film might explore a side character's backstory, while a video game lets players experience a protagonist's journey firsthand. Jenkins argues that successful transmedia franchises rely on two key principles: spreadability and drillability. Spreadability refers to content designed to be shared across platforms, encouraging fan participation. Drillability, meanwhile, rewards dedicated audiences with layers of depth, hidden lore, alternate endings, or Easter eggs. Pokémon exemplifies both. The games introduced the world, while the anime made it accessible to kids. Trading cards added strategy, and spin-offs like Pokemon Go transformed gameplay into real-world explorations. Critically, transmedia isn't just about profit, it's about immersion. As Jenkins writes, each franchise entry needs to be self-contained enough to welcome new consumers, but interconnected enough to reward loyal fans. Pokemon's genius lies in balancing accessibility with complexity. You don't need to watch anime to play the games, but doing so enriches the experience. Pokemon began as a risky gamble. Game freak Satoshi Tajiri envisioned a game where players traded creatures via Game Boy link cables, a novel concept in 1996, but it was Nintendo's decision to adapt the game into other media that ignited the phenomenon, allowing Pokemon to balloon to the size and heights that it's reached, leading to Pokemon becoming the fourth highest selling video game franchise of all time. The 1997 anime reimagined the game's silent protagonist as Ash Ketchum, a relatable underdog chasing glory. By centering Pikachu as a mascot absent from early game marketing, the anime carved its own identity. This wasn't a direct adaptation, it was a complementary narrative. As media scholar Mark Steinberg notes, the anime softened the game's competitive edges to appeal to younger viewers, while deepening lore. For instance, the anime introduced Team Rocket's Jesse and James, who later went on to spy in-game villains in future game titles. Meanwhile, the Pokemon trading card game, also known as the Pokemon TCG, launched in 1996 and turned battles into a social experience. Cards like Charizard became cultural icons, blending gameplay with collectability. The TCG also fed back into the games. The 1998 Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy let players digitize their collections, bridging the gap between both physical and digital play. Even the games evolved through transmedia feedback. The concept of shiny Pokemon, rare alternate color creatures, debuted in the 1999 Pokemon Gold and Silver games, after fan demand sparked by the anime's Pink Butterfree episode. This loop, games inspiring shows, which inspire new games, cemented Pokemon as a living, evolving universe. Nintendo's strategy wasn't just to clone Pokémon across platforms, but to reimagine it for each medium. Take 2019's Detective Pikachu. The film sidestepped Ash's story for a noir-inspired mystery starring Ryan Reynolds as a talking Pikachu. This fresh angle attracted casual viewers while rewarding fans with deep-cut references. An example of this would be the Mr. Mime's interrogation scene.
Listen up. We got ways to make you talk. Or mime.
Yeah.
So tell us what we want to know. Pipe. Yes, okay, I can. Shoving. Pushing. My problem is that I push people away and then hate them for leaving.
He's saying you can shove it.
What? I can shove it? Okay, that's it. No, we're switching roles. I'm bad cop. You're good cop.
No, we're not cops.
In my head, I saw that differently.
The film was also a smash in the box office, grossing $433 million worldwide, proving Pokemon's flexibility as they stepped away from their normal animated look for a live-action style of movie. Pokémon Company also dived into the realm of mobile games, further expanding their audiences. Pokémon Go used augmented reality to turn neighborhoods into playgrounds, amassing 500 million downloads in its first year. By partnering with real-world landmarks like the Tokyo's Pokémon Cafe, the game blurred fiction with reality, a hallmark of Transmedia's participatory culture. Pokémon Go helped to put the wind back into the sails of long-term fans that may have fell out of love with Pokémon's huge shift in direction, whilst also allowing older fans who grew up with the originals to introduce their kids to the game, thus kickstarting the next generation of Pokémon fans. The Pokémon Company also from time to time likes to diversify from their mainline games to make spin-off games, which also helps to diversify gameplay loops. Pokémon Snap replaced battles with photography, while Pokémon Unite embraced multiplayer online battles. Each title caters to different audiences. Snap appeals to a more casual user base, while Unite really helped to ignite the esports scene within Pokémon. As developer Junichi Musada stated, "We want Pokémon to be everywhere, but never the same way twice." The Pokémon Company has even implemented print media to help their meteoric rise. The Pokémon Adventures manga launched in 1997, offering a darker, plot-driven story. For example, protagonist Red's rivalry with Blue mirrored the games but added emotional depths. An example of this would be Blue's guilt over his grandfather's death. These narratives give fans drillable content rewarding deeper engagement without alienating newcomers, allowing for hardcore fans to learn more about the universe and more about the lore of the world. Transmedia storytelling thrives when fans become co-creators. Jenkins calls this participatory culture, audiences shaping content through fan art, mods, or social media posts. Pokémon embraced this strategy early on. In 1999, they ran a contest allowing fans to design their own custom Pokémon for Pokédex entries. Some also went on to inspire later designs for their mainline game franchises. Pokémon's use of live events has helped to foster a broader and brighter community. Pokémon Go Fest, an annual global gathering, attracted 35 million players in 2021. Similarly, the Pokémon World Championships blend esports and fandom with cosplay contests and TCG tournaments. As competitor Wolf Glick notes, it's not just about winning, it's about sharing your love with Pokémon with everyone around you. Jenkins's participatory culture helps to cycle and extend merchandise lines. Build-A-Bear's Pikachu plush or Pokemon-themed Oreos let fans consume the brand in everyday life. Each product serves as a transmedia entry point, inviting casual buyers into deeper engagement, potentially leading them to become lifelong fans of the brand. As Pokemon approaches its 30th anniversary, its transmedia strategy is evolving. 2022's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet introduced open-world exploration and co-op play, responding to modern gaming trends and standards. Meanwhile, Netflix's Pokemon Concierge targets adults with a stop-motion animation in a very stylized way of showing off the Pokemon universe. Nintendo's partnership with Niantic on AR glasses could help to merge Pokemon Go with real-world navigation. Other projects they've been working on, like Pokemon Sleep, a game tracking users' rest patterns, hint at a future where Pokemon integrates with health tech, helping to bridge the gap between the fictional world and the real world that we live in. Even with the meteoric rise and success that Pokemon has faced, challenges still remain. Critics argue recent games suffer from rushed development cycles, leading to oversaturation, risking potentially alienating long-term fans. Still, Pokemon's adaptability suggests some staying power. By staying true to Drinker's principles of spreadability, drillability, and participation, Nintendo ensures that Pokémon remains not just a franchise, but a shared global language for fans to communicate with. Pokemon's journey, starting off as a humble Game Boy game to becoming a global empire, is a masterclass in transmedia storytelling. By weaving a single narrative across games, shows, collectible cards, and beyond, Nintendo has created a universe where every platform has become a portal to new adventures. Henry Jenkins' framework explains the how, but I feel as the why is a lot simpler. Pokémon invites everybody to find their own pathway, whether you're a competitive player delving into the trading card game or just a casual collector, or a parent bonding with Pokémon Go over the weekends. The franchise's genius is making everybody feel as though they belong. As technology evolves, so will Pokémon, but its heart will remain the same. After all, in an endless world of stories, there's always another Pokémon to catch.